Hey guys, Scott, Bulletproof Saws at BLUESAWS.com. Hope everybody's doing all right. Anyhow, it's warmed up a little bit here. It's probably 30 degrees out, 25, 30 degrees, a lot nicer than it had been. Let's see, I got a bunch of 372s to show you. I'm trying to get through this video quick. I'm gonna run out of daylight and I talk too much. So I got a bunch of 372s to run. I got a ported Farmer Tech cylinder, ported, squish. We bumped up the timing, bulletproof muffler, got that to run. I got 372s we're gonna roll out, orange 372 Pros. So what we're doing is we're taking the Farmer Tech cylinder off, we're putting the Italy Tech with the Meteor and the Caber rings. We're doing the squish, we're doing the performance ported muffler, we're giving it a timing bump. That way you have a Pro with some extra bench mods on it, but in orange, because we get a lot of guys asking us, hey, I want the Pro without that. They all have wall bros. I guess that should go without saying. They don't run right without the wall bro. So they all get the wall bros. That 372 Pro timing, I can't remember the timing now. I've been sitting on that one for a minute just because I've been too busy. Not promising the timing. I got to check the timing on that. Can't remember. Performance ported muffler, squish. Obviously, it's the Italy Tech cylinder. That cylinder got a little bit of flow work on it. Not a crazy port job. That's not a crazy port job, but that's a port job. That's an Italy Tech in that other one with a port job. So it's all curious. That one is also, you see, that's the only one with the half wrap, which the half wrap is better because I'm going to fight swapping that bar between everything with that stupid Husky 3/4 wrap that you can't get the scrunch in there on. Anyhow, I won't complain too much. But you'll see the one with the half wrap also has an 8-pin. None of these saws have 10 runs, 10 cuts on them, and I'd say they all have about five cuts, 5 cuts. 5 cuts. That one may have 8 cuts on it. So none of them even have 10 cuts on them yet. They should be tuned reasonably well. I might have that one very rich. I ran them all for 2 cuts, 3 cuts the other day, and I have a video of that I want to upload. I just haven't had a chance yet, where my buddy Manny was out here and we were running saws and just messing around. There was no commentary on it, but I'll probably put that up just if somebody wanted to watch, you know, the first runs of these saws and what their timing is. So what it's going to boil down to is I'm going to put some of these out under the bulletproof banner as modded saws. I'm going to do them a certain way. Problem is, if I do them 50 different ways, I get all over the place. It's too much for me to get done. So I'm going to have kind of like our bulletproof 660. I'm going to have a cookie cutter build that is our gold standard builds on these. And as we mess with them, there's things we like, things we don't like, things we improve. You know, the next step of improvement is going to be, you know, putting the highway seals and everything. Just, we had that discussion last week. I think the new seals are good, but highway seals have always been great. I'm replacing the fuel lines with Echo fuel line just because I've had instances where the fuel lines go bad. One thing to note on these orange 372s, they're actually really nice saws. They're made somewhere different than the orange and gray 372s because there's definitely some differences between them. And when we're done with it, it's not going to matter, but for somebody just buying a stock saw out of a box, maybe it matters to you, and maybe I'll go into that on another video. The other thing that I'm noticing is that the chain tensioner on the 372s is a little bit bindy. It's working its way out, but I don't remember them in, you know, last month's batch being bindy. So I'm wondering if they changed something. I don't know if it's better or worse or long-term durability, or maybe it's just this batch they were a little bit bindy, and once you used them a couple times, they were okay again. That wouldn't overly bother me, except my experience with the 660 chain tensioners, if yours is bindy, it's gonna fail, period. That's all there is to it. Maybe you'll get by with it. Maybe it'll work for a while. I'm not saying they all will fail, but as soon as I feel a bindy 660 chain tensioner, it goes in the garbage because they don't hold up to it. These are different. I'm not going to say it's a better or a worse design. We could argue about that, you know, Ford Chevy thing. But just something to note, just something that I'm seeing. I don't know. I'm going to start up. I got the bar and chain on that. Of course, I put the steel bar and chain on it because I wouldn't defile them with a Husky bar and chain. I just said that to make all the Husky people cringe. I know you guys all just started, you know, getting tight as soon as I said that. Anyhow, I like this steel bar, and I told you I was having an issue with that Sumora bar, that it could be the chain. The chain's on its last legs, but it kind of seemed barish to me, so needed a 24-inch bar. We have the DOK Industries adapters, so I threw an adapter on, run the steel bar. I like that bar anyway. Gonna stop talking before I talk too much, and I will run saws. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna try to say what they are before I run them, just to make it easier in the video. And it seemed to me there was maybe a 3-4 second difference. Again, they're not broken in, the rings aren't seated, they're probably not all tuned absolutely bleeding edge perfect, but I could feel different things. So we'll get a look and we'll see what the times are, and maybe we'll be surprised. And I'll get to putting that other video up. I can't cut videos in together, so it never happened. So I'll just throw that up as a standalone for those interested. Pausing you, I'll start that and we'll get going. It already sounds like it could be a little bit leaner to me. Hate to do it, but little tiny bit. I don't know why she died there. Did it again. I got something loose. I'm gonna pause you guys. I'm not sure. Want it to die on me. It's an auto stop saw. I'll pause, I'll put the bar and chain on another one and run that. something to figure out. It's all part of it doing it. More work for me. Alright, that's going to be an Orange 372 Pro with the squish, the muffler, and a timing bump. I really like the way that ran. I'll pause you and I'll get to the next one. You know, the other cool thing about it is, as we're doing it, we obviously do the full pre-flight service on them, because we get a ton of people who want the pre-flight. They want us to do the pre-flight specifically, and kills kills a bunch of birds with one stone. Anyhow, let me swap this out. Oh, one thing to note, when you're running a bunch of saws with the same bar and chain, that bar adapter's a pain in the ass. You're putting it on your saw and you're cutting all day, wonderful, but for some reason I can't get my grubby little fingers on it to pull it off. Got my Leatherman so I could get it off, but when you're trying to switch between saws real quick, go one bar and chain, next, man, that's an extra step I didn't need. Still happy to be running the steel bar though. Let's pause you. That's a single ring, but not a meteor. With support work, muffler, squish, timing bump. I saw that. She was a little sparkly there. Hope we're not in trouble. smoking little saw. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna try to go quick, guys, and get the other barn chain on before I lose light. Well, guys, I got a couple things working against me. I was gonna run that last saw, and that was a ported Italy tech, but it's got an 8-pin sprocket on it that I can't get the chain on with the adapter, and the way the whole bar's set up, it's just a little too tight with that adapter on there. So I'm not gonna get to run that. I'm running out of daylight anyway. I also noticed that, and I don't know why I left them in, but I put decomps in all of them, and usually I plug all of them. Wasn't thinking, going through motions, and all those decomps are leaking. So that's not helping me either. I see, you know, burnt oil around the decomps pretty good, and I'll pull those out and I'll run them again. And man, I don't know if I should try to pause you guys and try to swap out the sprocket and throw a 7-pin on that to run that last saw. Either the video is going to end here or I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to pause you guys and see if I could get that swapped out before I lose all light. Let me give it a whirl. Should have thought of that right off. Doing stuff out in the cold. Alrighty, guys, maybe you can still see me. I supported it with that. Not to a 7-pin. There, I saw it. Well, that last cut was bad. Now I'm rushing. I shouldn't be rushing. Anyhow, guys, just showing you a couple different saws that we have coming out, and I'm going to put some of these up online for sale at BLUESAWS.com, and we'll see. So far, the recipe seems pretty good, and now it's, you know, over the next year, 2 years, we'll fine-tune minor things on them, and that's what we do with all of our builds. If there's a way to improve, we will. Something to change. But the builds are going to be the builds. I'm going to list them, put a price on them. And that's all I could do is play with saws. And this is actually, I hate rushing through this the way I am. I don't even know if you could see me, because this is probably some more of the more fun stuff. But really, I stopped doing some of the shipping that I had to do to run down and do this while I thought I had daylight, and then I run out of daylight, and then I'll go back to shipping and talking to a few customers and things like that. So sometimes it's hard to squeeze everything that I want to do into a day, into a week, into a month. It's just really that busy. But anyhow, guys, I like making the videos for you. If you're interested in them, that's great. If you have suggestions, that's great. I don't know. I'm going to wrap it up so I can maybe hopefully find everything that I threw on the ground over there in the leaves. Anyhow, True Grit Scott, Bulletproof Saws, and BLUESAWS.com. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, guys. Sorry if you can't see me. Not that you want to see me.